I never suspected my best friend. That's the part that still feels unreal. My wife and I have been married 4 years. Quiet life. No drama. Sunday breakfast, shared passwords, inside jokes. And my best friend, Ethan, was practically family. He'd been at our wedding, helped me move, came over for game nights every week. The first strange thing was how my wife started defending him. If he canceled plans last minute, she'd say, "He's probably just stressed." If I joked that he was acting weird, she'd snap, "Why are you so paranoid lately?" Then she suggested we invite him over more often. "Poor guy's lonely," she said. I thought it was kind. I didn't realize I was slowly training myself to ignore the one person who was sleeping in my house when I wasn't home. The discovery was an accident. I came home early from work one afternoon because my meeting got canceled. Our apartment was quiet. Too quiet. Her car was in the driveway. So was his. My first thought was something boring. Maybe she was helping him with paperwork or something. I walked in and heard laughter from the bedroom. Not normal laughter. Whispering laughter. I froze in the hallway, my heart pounding so hard I thought they'd hear it. Then I saw his shoes by the door, next to hers. That moment felt like my brain left my body. I didn't open the bedroom door. I took a photo of the shoes. I don't know why. Instinct, maybe. I walked back outside, sat in my car, and waited. 20 minutes later, they walked out together, pretending nothing was wrong. And they both looked surprised to see my car still there. I didn't confront them. Not that day. I went home that night, kissed my wife, and told her I had a headache. Inside, I was recording everything. The next week, I watched them carefully. The way she checked her phone when his name came up. The way he avoided eye contact with me. The way they subtly stopped talking when I entered a room. Then the twist I didn't expect. He started accusing me of cheating. Out of nowhere. Made jokes about work wives. Asked my wife if she trusted me. One night, after he left, she asked me quietly, "You'd tell me if there was someone else, right?" That's when I understood something terrifying. They weren't just hiding an affair. They were preparing a story. One where I was the bad guy, and they were the victims. The next twist came from my own phone. One evening, while my wife was in the shower, a message popped up from Ethan. "Bro, can we talk tomorrow? Something important." My hands were already shaking when I opened the chat history. Except there was nothing there. No messages. No jokes. No memes. Just that one line. Which made no sense, because we texted almost every day. That's when I realized something horrifying. Someone had been deleting conversations. Not just with him. With multiple people. I checked my wife's phone later that night. And there it was. A hidden folder. Inside, screenshots of my messages, taken out of context. One where I complained about being tired of work. One where I joked about a coworker. And next to them, notes. Show this if needed. Say he flirts a lot. Say I feel unsafe. They weren't just cheating. They were building evidence. Against me. 2 days later, the trap almost closed. My wife came home crying. Said Ethan had told her something shocking. That I confessed to him I was cheating on her. That I planned to leave. I laughed. Actually laughed. And that's when her face changed. Not sadness. Disappointment. She asked to see my phone. I refused. That night, she slept facing the wall. The next morning, her sister called me. Asked gently if everything was okay in our marriage. Said my wife had been worried about my behavior lately. I felt the floor drop out from under me. They'd already started, planting the story, slowly, carefully. And the worst part? People were listening. The twist came from the one person they forgot about, Ethan's girlfriend. I didn't even know he had one. She messaged me on Instagram. "I think our partners are cheating on us." My heart almost stopped. She said she'd seen messages on his laptop, hotel receipts. My wife's name saved as a fake contact. We met the next day and compared notes. Same dates, same lies, same excuses. Then she showed me something that made my blood go cold. A voice recording. My wife's voice, laughing, saying, "If he ever finds out, we'll just say he was abusive." Everyone will believe us. For the first time since this started, I realized I wasn't the only target. And together, we finally had proof. We didn't confront them. Not yet. Instead, we decided to watch. Ethan's girlfriend and I started comparing schedules. Times they said they were at work. Nights they were too tired to come home early. Weekend trips that suddenly matched. It was almost impressive how coordinated they were. Then another twist. My wife started acting scared of me, jumped when I walked into rooms, texted her sister while sitting next to me, once flinched when I reached for the TV remote. Not subtle, performance. One night, she told me she wanted to take a break and stay with her parents for a few days. I said okay. The next morning, Ethan's girlfriend texted me. They're going to the same hotel tonight. That's when we decided to set the trap. Ethan's girlfriend had access to his laptop. While he was in the shower, she installed a screen recorder and synced his cloud backups. I did the same with our shared iPad. Within 2 days, we had everything. Messages planning nights together. Jokes about how stupid I was. Notes about when I'd be at work. And then the worst one, a message from my wife to Ethan. Soon he'll leave on his own. I'm already telling people you're helping me escape him. Escape from me. I realized I was already halfway to being the villain in their story. The confrontation didn't happen at home. We waited for the perfect moment. The hotel. Ethan's girlfriend booked a room next to theirs. I still remember standing in that hallway, my hands shaking, listening to laughter behind the door that used to belong to my marriage. When they came out, my wife saw me first. Her face went completely blank. Not shock, calculation. Ethan froze. His girlfriend stepped forward and said quietly, "So, how long has this been going on?" For a second, nobody spoke. Then my wife did something I'll never forget. She started crying, not to me, to him, and said, "Please don't let him hurt us." That's when I understood. The trap wasn't just for cheating. It was for survival. She screamed, loud, sudden, like someone had just attacked her. People opened doors in the hallway. Someone shouted asking if everything was okay. My wife clutched Ethan's arm and pointed at me. "He followed us here," she cried. "He's been stalking me for weeks." I didn't even have time to react before hotel security arrived. Then the police. Again, déjà vu from a life I never wanted. She told them I was violent, that I'd threatened her before, that she was terrified. Ethan nodded, actually nodded, said he was just trying to protect her. For a moment, I thought this was it. This was how they finished me. Then Ethan's girlfriend spoke, quietly, and said one word, "Play it." She handed her phone to the officer. The video started. My wife's face on screen, laughing in that hotel room, saying, "If he ever finds out, I'll say he scares me. You'll back me up, right?" Ethan's voice answered, "Of course. He won't have a chance." The hallway went completely silent. One of the officers slowly looked at my wife and said, "Ma'am, would you like to explain this?" She tried. First she said it was a joke. Then she said it was taken out of context. Then she started crying again and said she was confused and scared and didn't know what she was saying. But it was over. They separated all four of us. Ethan broke first, told them everything, how long it had been going on, how they planned to make me leave, how they practiced the abuse story, how she told him, "Men like him always get blamed." That sentence ended everything. They didn't arrest her. Not that night. But they escorted her out of the hotel. And they took statements. And for the first time since this nightmare began, the truth was officially on record. The fallout came fast. Ethan's girlfriend dumped him that night, sent the videos to his parents, to his boss, to everyone who asked why their engagement suddenly disappeared. My wife came home at 3 a.m., didn't cry, didn't scream, just packed a bag and said calmly, "You ruined everything." Not, "I'm sorry." Not, "I messed up." Just that. I filed for divorce the next morning. And when I handed her the papers, she finally looked afraid, because for the first time, she wasn't controlling the story anymore. The divorce process was uglier than I expected, not because of money, because of stories. My wife told everyone I'd emotionally neglected her, that I was cold, that I worked too much, that she fell into someone else's arms by accident. Ethan told people he was manipulated, that he was trying to save her, that he didn't know how bad it was. Some friends believed them. Some stopped talking to me without asking a single question. That hurt more than the cheating. But then the recordings came out. In court, the hotel video, the messages, the audio where she laughed about accusing me. Her lawyer tried to argue it was stress. The judge didn't even look impressed. He said one sentence I'll never forget. Infidelity is painful. Planning false accusations is dangerous. The divorce was finalized in 6 weeks. No alimony, no shared assets, no contact order. She left with nothing but her phone and a story no one trusted anymore. The final twist came from Ethan. 2 months later, he asked to meet. I almost said no. Curiosity won. He looked broken. Told me she'd turned on him the moment everything collapsed. Accused him of manipulating her. Threatened to tell the police he pressured her. Tried to convince his parents he'd ruined her life. He showed me bruises. Real ones. From when she'd thrown a glass at him. Then he said the sentence that closed this chapter forever. She told me she picked you because you were easier to control. That hit harder than anything else. Not the cheating. Not the betrayal. The fact that my entire marriage started as a strategy. I stood up, paid for the coffee, and said, "Good luck." That was the last time I ever saw my best friend. Here's my final update. It's been a year. I'm in therapy. I'm dating someone kind, boring, honest. No secrets. No fear. No recording apps hidden on phones. Sometimes I still think about how close I came to losing everything. One scream in a hallway. One officer who didn't listen. One missing recording. And my life would be over. So if you're reading this and something feels wrong in your relationship, pay attention. If people start preparing stories about you before anything happens, run. Cheating breaks hearts. But people who plan to destroy you, they don't just break hearts. They erase lives. I didn't lose a wife. I escaped one. And that's the luckiest thing that's ever happened to me.